Rough day today. Our lights are going out in the RV. Don't know what to do about it yet. We called some people to try to diagnose the problem, and we might have a bad converter or something happened with the battery that is just not working anymore, or it's not charging anymore for some reason. Yeah, we don't have any lights in the RV now. Basically, like, they're so dim it doesn't matter. That's frustrating. And apparently the hot water and stove may not work eventually if the voltage keeps going down. So the first thing I'm gonna do is use this battery charger to basically see if I can charge the battery enough to get our lights back on, because they are completely out. We are currently at 6.6 volts inside. The battery is just straight up dying. Really hoping that this is going to help. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and open it up. So it looks like we have the charger here, a couple of the terminal clamps, and this outlet's gonna have to go into an extension cord over to the shore power. Yeah, all right, let's get it hooked up. First, the positive to positive, negative to negative, and then I plugged in the extension cord, and this seems to be working. One of the lights came on and the voltage inside is increasing, so that's good. So there's some ventilation through this box, out these tubes. I'm not going to be able to close this all the way because of that extension cord, and I don't think there's any other way. I couldn't figure out any other way to route that. Yeah, I mean, it's working. I'm going to leave this on here all night, I think, and kind of see what happens. But we got to still figure out everything, because I think we have a converter problem. But who knows? Maybe it's just this battery. I don't know. This is where we're at tonight. At least we got our lights back on.
So I've got my voltmeter, and it's set on DC 12 volts right now. So basically, you're plugged in right now to, electric to power. What's happening is your power is coming through your coach, and it's going into your converter first.
Right.
It's kind of like where your 12 volt panel is.
Sure.
With fuses and all that other stuff. So power is going into there. Now, basically what that's doing is part of that high power, the 120 volt power that's going to your converter, is running through your converter, and then that converter is actually transforming that 120 volt power into 12 volt power. So technically here at the battery, you should be reading like over 13 volts right now, and as it stands right now, you're looking at just under 11.93 volts right here. So something's not right. What I'm probably gonna have to do is we're probably gonna have to go inside, and we're gonna find the converter.
Yeah, I got you.
So yeah, that's the WFCO converter. That's your converter. The converter out to your 12 volt supply, it's only bringing out 11.7 volts, and that should be throwing 13 at least. You've got your converter right here.
Oh, so now it's easy to get to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, boom.
Yep.
Right there.
Yep. You got it, my man. I'll tell you what I would like us to do.
Yeah.
Is on the inside where the breaker says converter, let's shut it off.
Okay.
So basically what I just did, Mark, is there's 2 fuses on the back here. They're 2 35 amp fuses.
Okay.
And I just checked it for continuity right now to check and see if they've popped and they're good. I got continuity on both. But what I'll need to do, sorry, gotta make it go back inside now.
Yeah.
What we'll do is we'll turn this back on the breaker in there, so that basically you're now gonna get 120 volts coming into the converter, and on the back side of the converter, it should be reading like 13, but we've already tested on the inside.
Okay.
I just want to double check and make sure.
Yeah.
So if we turn it back on again, I'll take a reading out here.
Well, it's funny. One of the main switches is like, looks to be tripped of sorts. Like it's down a little bit.
Is it?
Yeah. You can come check it out if you want before I do anything. And I was able to flip the converter back on. That guy is...
This one, main.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go and then all the way down and go all the way back up. Ah. It just keeps tripping. There we go.
It says 13.2 volts in there right now.
Does it?
Yeah. On that panel.
I think that might have been it.
What?
That breaker.
Well, that breaker was clearly not tripped earlier.
But it wasn't tripped earlier.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hearing the fan come on the converter.
But we didn't do anything to fix it though, per se.
Well, it might. This is where it's kind of tricky, man. I mean, you can trace trails all day long on this stuff. 13.85 volts here at the battery right now.
Because you didn't flip anything on or off or do any kind
No,
of anything. Yeah, you just
no.
tested levels.
I just tested levels. I didn't put a load on anything or anything else.
It's just weird because, like, you were right when you got here. You saw the panel before we went back outside. You saw it yourself.
Yeah.
If this happens again,
Check
what
your
do we
main
do?
check your main breakers and reset them. I don't know. I tested it on the outside of it and it was only 11. And then when you shut it off and came out and said, yeah, there was something tripped, we turned it back on. That thing fired right back up. It had 13 volts going out the back of it, going to the panel, and the panel was running down to here.